Okay, so far everything we've done with plotting, we've always done show plot or set the figure, right? Whenever we did figure, not fix, figure, AX equals PLT dot subplots, right? That's what the code has always been. This time we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to try and put more plots or more things within a code, right? So instead of having nothing there, we might have 2 or 1 by 2 or 2 by 2, right? How many ever different plots we want to put on a particular screen. So these are just very simple examples, right? And we got all of these examples, and I'll show you, put the website up here. There's the website on where to find all of this stuff. So we're looking to put multiple plots, multiple subplots within a plot. Okay, so up here you're going to see not just one plot, you'll see multiple plots. So the first thing we're going to put in is we're going to import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. And we're going to do create the data using NumPy, so we'll import NumPy as NP. Okay, so let's make our data. So making the data, right? And I think this is going to be the same data that we're going to use for a lot of these. It looks, I'm just kind of scanning through what we've got here, but this will be a lot of the same stuff that we're going to be messing around with here, right? So let's make our data, and the data that we're going to be making is an x and y. So we got x is equal to np linspace, right, linspace, and we want to go from 0 to 2 times np.pi, right? So it's 2 times pi, right? And we want to create 400 numbers, right? So that's the x. The y is going to be equal to np.sign of x to the power of 2. Okay, so for every x I create here, I'm going to get the exponent of it, and that's going to be my y. All right, so we're going to have this random line space between 0 and 2 times np, 2 times pi, and then the y is going to be whatever this number comes out to be, x to the square. All right, so that's our data. So let's read that stuff in. All right, let's take a look at our variable view. All right, np up. Yeah, again, because you got to actually run these two things. Run. Now we can run this. There we go. There's our 400 numbers, and y is going to give us another 400 numbers, right? So we're going to be plotting these x and y's together. All right, so let's do our first figure, and we're going to have 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to say ax1 and ax2 are going to equal the plt dot subplots, and we're going to put 2 in there. Okay. Oh, and this is, I got the parentheses in the wrong place. This should be ax1, ax2, parentheses, and then plot subplots. Okay. And again, this is making we are making the multiple plot. Okay. Pound. There we go. Put it in a cell. All right. Now let's let's give the figure a title. So fig dot subtitle. Subtitle. I think that's right. Is vertically stacked subplots. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go AX1 plot X and Y, and then AX2. We want to plot something a little different. AX2, the plot is going to be X and minus Y. Okay, so I'm changing the nature of the Y variable. All right, and that's going to give me two vertically stacked plots. All right, so let's run this cell. And let's, did it run it? Let's take a look at our plot. There we go, there's our plots. So we've got vertically stacked subplots. All right, well, if I wanted to make them horizontally stacked, all of this stays the same. I'm going to just copy this. This actually doesn't say the same. It goes, so it's going to be figure AX1 and AX2, and that's going to equal PLT subplots, and this is going to be 1 by 2, right? So it's going to be one row, 2 columns. Okay? The net, if you just put in the 2, it's going to assume it's going to be 2 rows. Here we put in 1 by 2, so it's going to be 1 row, 2 columns. Right? All of this is going to be the same, except we're going to label this a little something different. We're going to call this horizontally stacked subplots. Okay? And so I'm going to put a little cell in this. We're going to run this cell. So now you're going to see that this will go from up one on top of each other to next to each other. We run that, and now they're right next to each other. So by just changing this, changes how the two go together, or how they're presented. Okay, so if I wanted to maybe have 4 of these things up there, we can do that. All right. So this is going to be a little bit of a difference, you'll see. So this is horizontally this is going to be a matrix of plots, right? So this is going to be a matrix. All right. So here we're going to set up figure AXS. Okay, AXS is going to equal PLT dot subplots, and here it's going to be 2 by 2. So 2 rows, 2 columns. All right, and so AXS, and what we'll do is we'll say, okay, in the 0, 0, right? So that's going to be, if I was going to look at this up here and see, I'm going to have 4. 0, 0 is the far upper left-hand column. 1, 1 is the far lower right-hand column. Okay, so 0, 1 will be over here, 1, 0 will be here. Right, so this is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, so those are your 4 different quadrants when you're looking at anything. So in 0, 0, I want to put plot X and Y. And I'm going to give it a color. So AXS 0, 0, 0. We're going to set the title axis zero, 0. Okay, just so you can see that. The next one, we're going to leave it whatever the normal color. So this one's going to be blue. All right. Now we're going to go to the next one. We'll go AXS 0, 1. And here we're going to plot X and Y. And I'm also going to put in tab orange. Right, so this is gonna be an orange colored item, right? Oh, and my bracket is in the wrong place. The bracket should be here. Okay, and so I'm gonna just copy this and just change this to 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay, so I'm making different colors. All right, I'm gonna give myself some room here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy this, paste. I'm gonna paste it a couple of times. So first I've got 0, 1. Now I wanna go with 1, 0. And I'm gonna make that green. And then this is gonna be 0, and that's 1, and then this is also 0, and then 1, and then this is going to be 1, 1, and I'm going to make that color red. Change that to a 1. Okay, so I'm good to go. And then for AX in AXS dot flat, AX dot set X label equals X dash label. I'm putting a label in here, and Y label equals Y dash label. Okay. A couple of other things I want to try to do here. I'm going to try and hide the X labels and that and spell labels and tick marks for the top plots and Y ticks for the right plots. Right? So that's what this is going to do. So plots dot for AX, nope, sorry, not plot, for AX in AXS dot flat, AX dot label, outer. Okay, so that's what that does. That's going to just only do the outer ones. And then this should work. I'm just double checking. Let's see. All right, let's give this a try. So let's run this and see what happens. I want to make sure I've got I got a problem with that. Too many commas in there. That it looks fine. Oh, I need a comma there. And I need a comma here. And I need a comma here. So I'm just going through and looking at my code, make sure it's fine. Let's see if this runs. There we go. So now I got my blue, my orange, my green, and my red. Now if I got rid of this and ran it again without suppressing the outer labels, right, you got all the tick marks on either side, but having this in there, I've got two, I'm running two at a time. I'm running the horizontal at the same time, so I need to put my little pounds, my cell has to start here. So let me get rid of this one, move that plot, and just do a comparison. So you can see between these two, with and without the tick marks, right? It makes a difference. Okay. Let's, again, you can do, now this is one way of doing it, right? Where we set this up. The other way of doing it is, other way of doing it is very similar to the way we did it up here. So we can go, we'll do another one, pound, make sure this is a new cell. figure, comma, and then AX1, AX2, and then AX3 and AX4, right? And here we want to PLT subplots 2 by 2. And then figure dot subtitle is sharing X per column, Y per row. Right, so this is just another way of doing it. So we have AX dot plot, AX1 dot plot X and Y. Here we've got AX2 dot plot. This time we'll change the nature of it. It's going to be X and Y to the second. And we'll have tab orange. And then AX3 dot plot X and minus Y. And we'll have tab is green. And AX4 dot plot X and then minus Y to the second. And then tab is going to be red. All right. And then we'll again do this outer. For this one, it'll be a little different. So for AX in fig dot get axes, right? AX dot label outer. All right. There we go. All right, so let's run this one and see what it looks like. There we go. So we got our axes, a little bit different as far as the way it looks, but basically we're doing some more, allowing there to be different functions here, right? When we're looking at plotting X and Y, we could plot, if we did this one up here, we go X and Y. I think we can go squared. Here we go X minus Y, and here we go X minus Y squared. If we do this, we should get a very similar outcome to this. So let's run this cell and see if that works. Right? Very similar, right? I've got the axis labels, right? A little different, right? Because I didn't put a subplot header in here like I did this time. So just different ways to execute your multiple plots. All right, let's just do one more quick one, and this one we'll do is we've got here's another quick one. FIG AXS equals PLT dot subplots, and this is going to be 3 of them, and here we're going to share X equals true and share Y equals true. All right, so this is a way to share both axes. So fig subtitle sharing both axes. Okay, and this is AX and then S, 0 is going to be dot plot, and we want this to be X and Y squared. And then this one, the next two, and that's AXS, not AXXS. And then this one's going to be AXS 1 dot plot, and this is going to be x and 0.3 times y, and I want you to give me little o's as the plotting measure. Right? See, these are all kind of just a line. I want to have you give me the little o's, and then the next one, I want axs. This is going to be 2, right? Dot plot. Remember, this is going to be 3 rows plot, and I want this to be x and y. But now I want you to put in, for the thing, I want you to give me plus signs. All right. So we're going to run this, and this is going to give me 3 stacked. We're going to share the x's and share the y, and we got the x and y, 3 different measures. Let's run this and see what it looks like. No. Sup. Okay, come on. SUP. It's SUP title, not SUB. Let's run it again. There we go. So now you can, if you look in here, right, I've got my line. That's kind of your normal. And then I've got lots of zeros here and plus signs, right? So just by putting in what you want, how you want it to plot, you can put in anything. If I want to make this a bunch of y's and make these, I don't know, what would be a crazy thing to put in here? A bunch of question marks. We can run this and have, I did not like the Y formatting, nor did I like the question mark formatting. So let's try greater than signs. Let's see if it likes that. Nope, didn't like the question mark formatting, but it did seem to like my greater than formatting. So let's, didn't like that. So let's try dollar signs. Let's see if dollar signs work. Right? This is just the way I play. Nope, didn't like the dollar sign format. Okay. How about the percentage? Nope, didn't like that either, right? So there's, it appears as though, how about an equal sign? If it didn't like those, maybe it'll like an equal sign. Nope, didn't like that either. Okay, so there's different things you can and cannot use, what they are. If we use a minus sign, let's see if that'll work. Yeah, it seemed to like that. So there's a bunch of little minus signs. Doesn't look much different than the other one, but we'll put the plus sign back in here, and we'll put our little O in there. I wonder if you can use other letters. Let's put in a bunch of X's. Yep, like the X's. So there's all my X's and my little O's. So it seems as though you can do a few things, but just just play with it. And that's what I'm trying to get you to do with any of these plots. Just play.